He's the face of calm when there's chaos and leads with a level head under tremendous pressure. In a rare one-on-one interview with Police Chief Calvin Williams, he sat down with me to talk about his love for the city he serves and what needs to be done to bridge the gap between police and the community. He's the city of Cleveland's 40th chief of police, but as a young college student, Chief Calvin Williams told me being a police officer was not on his to-do list.
Tell me, what attracted you to law enforcement?
That's a good question, Danita. Actually, it came to me as a dare. My best friend and I were in college at Cleveland State University, and he saw an announcement for the Cleveland Division of Police. You know, come take the test, be one of the men and women of the Division of Police. So he kept nagging me, you know, I dare you. You know, I can get a better score than you. Come on, take it, take it. So we signed up. Both took the test, went through all the process, and both got our letters at the exact same time. And I said, okay, am I really going to do this? And talked to my family and, you know, talked to some other friends and decided to give it a try.
We know that you have a big drive to recruit police officers.
Yes.
Would that same man, in the culture that we are in today, would you still want to be a police officer today, and why?
Yeah, I mean, I would encourage people to get involved in a system that has a huge impact on a lot of people's lives, especially people of color. And, you know, I say now a lot with everything that's going on, you know, you have to get involved and be a part of the system to get change within that system. You can't stand on the outside knocking on the door demanding. You have to know how the system works, first of all, to see what changes you want to see.
The one thing that seems to be consistent with you is your personal investment in Cleveland, that it's not just a job, but as you said, this is your home. How does having such a personal investment in the city, having that high level of care that you bring to your job, are there cons to that? Is there a disadvantage to being so attached?
Sometimes it's hard to kind of let things go. You know, sometimes it's hard to hear that negative from a lot of folks, you know, and I look at them going, what's there to really complain about? It's not a bad city. It's not a bad time for us, and it's a lot of opportunity.
But he does admit things could be better when it comes to the relationship between police and the community.
As an African-American police chief, what insight or perspective could you give us? Are African-American men, are they held to a different perception, not a truth, but a perception in Tulsa when the guy in the chopper says, that's a bad dude? You know, was that because he's African-American, or would they said that because it could have been a white male or a Hispanic male? What are steps that we can take to kind of mend the gap?
I see a lot of miscommunication, whether it be on the law enforcement side or on the community side. Of course, there's a lot of distrust on both sides. Being an African American here in the city, being the chief of police, you know, I see it from both sides. You know, like I say, I have a 26-year-old son. You know, right now I have a 3-year-old and a 7-month-old, I'm sorry, granddaughter, growing up in the city. And, you know, I want them to be safe and secure in the city. But I also have 1,500 police officers of different races and nationalities that I also want to be safe in the city. Both sides have to kind of take it down a notch. You know, the citizen, and not aggravate the things by, I'm not doing anything, why you bother me, and the officer by not elevating it also to the point where you do what I tell you to do, you know, I'm the person in control. So we have to have more communication. People have to be more understanding.
And the chief couldn't have been more positive about his passion to protect and serve the city of Cleveland.
I love seeing people out there in the community that support us. I love seeing our young folks and being able to really talk to them and impact them. I love seeing the men and women of the division get better. I love representing the city. You know, wherever I go, I talk about Cleveland.
What an inspiring man, and you can see more of my unedited interview with Chief Williams on news5cleveland.com. And I thought it was interesting. I said, what is a day in a life like for you? Well, he gets up at 6:30 in the morning. He takes care of his brother's kids. He died a few years ago, and he took on those children. He's going to parent-teacher conferences just like everyone else, and he is keeping the city safe. And he really has a heart for Cleveland, and he loves the people that he serves.
It's good to see the man behind the badge. It's
Yes.
good to see somebody that Cleveland means so much to him.
Yes, you can tell.
Yeah.
Like that personal investment he talks about, it's very genuine.
For the first time, I feel like we got to know him.
Yes,
tonight.
yes.
Good. Nice job, Tanita.